Mods are here for Farm Sim 25 again, and today's a bigger mod day, but it feels like a small mod day. I don't know. 35 mods released, all platforms, 16 new, including 2 maps, and we got 19 updates. New mods for all platforms include the enclosed trailer, which I did a video on yesterday, pallet fork with tension belts, package of premium pallets and bags, all-in-one production, chipping wood sawmill, small garden, small production, red roof cow barn, bale storage, limestone quarry and crusher, village bakery, shed bin, water tower 1000, mobile home, homestead, and cows farm. If you like staying updated with all the latest mods of Farming Simulator, make sure you're subscribed. Let's check out today's mods. Let's start them off with the enclosed trailer from the Roughneck modding crew. Actually released a video on this one yesterday. Perfectly timed. As I mentioned in that video, the camera has been fixed, so it is now centered around the entire trailer, not the back of it. We do have a lot of brand decals, so if there's one brand that you really like, yeah, it's probably here. So just a heads up with that. We'll just stick with case today. Interior shelf, you can't see it, but it actually adds a shelf in there for 2 chainsaws and 4 spray cans. You may as well add it. It doesn't give you much extra room without it. And then we have colors. So since we went with a case, we'll go with a red trailer, and we'll go with silver wheels. And here it is. Very, very exciting. I'm just using the base game pickup truck because it makes things easy. We have 2 things. If we press the left bumper and up, it actually opens up our side door for us there. And if we press both together, it's just the right bumper and pull down, it actually, boop, pops the trailer. Now, I would definitely be careful here. The door does open kind of however you want it. Both doors do. But I would be careful opening it because it goes from nothing to that. And then whenever you're trying to close it, it does take a hot minute to actually engage, but it's just because there's a little bit of extra room down at the bottom. So be careful opening this thing up. And that's really kind of the only thing. We did mention that in the video yesterday as well. So there is that. If we poke around here and take a look, we have straps all up and down the side, so that is good. And here is your shelf. 2 chainsaws and 2 sprayers on each. Otherwise, that is it. Oh yeah, and we do have some lights here, so you can have light whenever you've got it open. If you turn on the lights on the truck, all the animations work. It's pretty cool. It reminds me a lot, I mentioned in the video, reminds me a lot of the band trailer that we had when I was in high school. Actually, I think my girlfriend at the time, her dad pulled the trailer. So, reminds me a lot of that. The band, not her. Moving on. Next up, we have pallet fork with tension belts. And interestingly enough, we actually already have like 2 or 3 mods that also have this exact thing, but I don't know if they have all of these different attachers. So there is that. You got a long fork, you got your pallet fork in here, which runs with front loaders. Of course, we've got one with wheel loaders as well. So there's that. Skid steers are in here, telehandlers, of course. A couple different telehandler tool stuff for doing logs, so that's nice to see. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But like I said, this isn't new. As a matter of fact, like I said, there's quite a few out there already. Just another one to add to the list. But cool thing is you could change the belt visibility. Some of the other ones don't have that. Some are invisible, some are always visible, and this also has colors. So just a heads up, if you're using one and maybe you're making a sacrifice, yeah, maybe you can check this one out. We also have the package of premium pallets and bags. This includes seed, solid fertilizer, lime, a couple different crops as well. And we've got these not only in 50-liter bags, but also 1,050-liter pallets. Now let's talk placeables. We have the all-in-one production, and stuff like this is kind of neat and pretty fun. And it also makes things nice and easy whenever you're trying to maneuver stuff. So kind of what it is a big building at the end of the day with a bunch of little productions inside of it. That's pretty much what you need to know, but the TLDR is it's one production that has all the stuff. So it's got built in a dairy, bakery, flour mill, sugar mill, can and packaged foods, and oil mills. The production speeds match the base game's small productions. So this is basically like taking all the small productions and putting them inside of a building, which you can still do, but this makes it all one production instead of a bunch of them. So that is nice. Also, heads up, this facility only accepts raw materials, not little bits and bobs. So That's important to know. And if it looks familiar to you, yeah, it is exactly the same as the garage for contractors. And just like the base game one, none of these doors open. All it is the building with productions inside. This was kind of neat, the chip and wood Sawmill. So this has two versions. We have a regular version, and then we have an unrealistic version. The sizes are both the same, but it's what they do that is different. Now you may notice this is fully enclosed, but don't worry, we can get in here. Let's go ahead and open up the doors, shall we? Bam, there's one, bam, two, bam, three. Yeah, so kind of looks like the base game Sawmill inside a little bit, but everything's been kind of rearranged. We can open these up as well. So you got all the places where all the different products and the pallets spawn. We've got where we can check out the production, so 200,000 liters of wood in, and 360. Goodness gracious, my brain's not working today. If we go take a look at the Unreal version, literally they just added a 0 to everything. So if you wanted to go mega quick, well, you could do that. As far as prices, 75 grand and 125,000 respectively on those. I'm a little too close to the side of this map. And another one, the small garden. So this will be familiar to you as far as the production goes, but we have a new input, substrate. Interesting. So we'll take a look, jump in here. So we have the garden substrate right here, manure, seed, solid fertilizer, straw, and water. Let's just go with something pretty basic. Strawberries. So in this version right here, we need the garden substrate, water, seeds, manure, and straw. If we go with a solid fertilizer, well, that just replaces the manure, but gives us the same. Everything else is the same. So that's pretty nice. And that's going to be for all the things. But what is garden substrate, and how in the world do we get it? Well, you buy it. You could buy it for $4 for 50 liters, or you can spend $105 and get 1,050 liters in this pallet right here. So, very cool, very nice. I appreciate that they added those in instead of adding a separate production that you needed to download just to make that. Now, we're not quite done with productions yet, because we also have the small production here, and it's not one, but it's 3. Look at this. This is our composter. Over here, we got a little sawmill. Loving that. And then here we've got some firewood. So let's pop around and take a look at it. The small composter, we have the garden substrate, which can be made. Now, yes, this is the same modder that made the small garden, but you don't need this. It's not required. I appreciate the modder for that. I mentioned it once, and I feel like I should mention it again. We also have sawmill, wood, firewood, and wood chips, so you get firewood out of there. And then we have the firewood shed. Firewood goes in, and slurry comes out as per usual. So if you really like the small garden, maybe check out the small production. Put you one of these guys down beside it, and then all you got to do is either put grass, straw, water in. Rather, you put all of them in there, and then you can make your own substrate. Very cool. Got a couple more new placeables for all platforms. Got the Red Roof Cow Barn, which costs $60,000 and only holds 60 cows. Bell Storage for $87,500. Limestone Quarry and Crusher, which includes the Limestone Crusher and then 2 Limestone Quarries, a regular one and a slow one. You will also need the additional fill types mod to run this. So yes, it does have a required mod. Village Bakery, which is just a standard bakery for $70,000. Shed Bin, which is 15 grand. Water Tower 1000, which is a placeable water tower, however, it only holds 1,000 liters. And Mobile Home, which actually looks pretty cool. I feel like we've had a couple mods similar to this in the past. Very nice, and it does have an interior as well, which is fantastic. And we have a couple new maps today for all platforms as well. The first one is Homestead from DjGoHam. It is 28.19 megabytes. It's a no man's land style map, plenty of forestry work to do, and the map features a full water plane under the entire map. So if you wanted to, tear it up and then lower it all down and make some rivers, well, you can. There's also some waterways on the map as well, as you can see down through here. Pretty cool, kind of broken up road too, and that's pretty cool. There are 67 farmlands in total. Kind of hard to see where the map is and isn't, but We're about smack dab in the middle-ish right here. You've got an animals buy point, selling station, and one pre-built farm. Said farm is right over here. Not a whole lot going on, but we do have a house, and we have a shed, and we have some equipment hiding. That's not even a real word. Hiding in the bushes. I will tell you that the placeables that are here are not really usable. They don't do anything, so you're probably going to want to delete those very first thing. What do we get? 700 for that. Let's see, another 500 there and 800 there. The house, you may want to keep that one. And then we have a field. So there you go. There's that. Crop types, anything new? Nothing new in there. Take a look at farmland that we own. There is that. This gives you a little bit of a better idea of what is what and where is where. Everything looks to be in chunks. They're not perfect squares, at least not some of them. And then we have a lot of little ones around the edge down here. Pretty cool. I like the way that is done. The game actually starts you right here, and we got a couple things down here. So we got the vehicle station, we've got the animal dealer, you've also got a sawmill down here, and a farmer's market. So you have all the stuff that you can do and sell and all that good stuff. Well, that is all right here on an area that cannot be purchased. Plus, you get your truck here too. So that is pretty cool, and it leads to the inside of the map where your farm is, but that's barely any of it. Let's head down here and take a look at this water. So this is definitely a neat setup right here, where it's just kind of got the water broken up with the road there. I will say, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's me or if it's the gamer or what's going on, but the water plane is doing some interesting stuff, but I think it's on my end. I don't know. We could jump in and take a look here. So the water plane itself is under the map, and it's just this huge water, as you can see through there. So pretty nice. Now, the thing about this is, if we pop over here and take a look at this, we actually still have all of the road system underneath the water. It doesn't look like there's much, but if we go up a little bit, you're reminded that we're underwater right here. This is a neat feature, and I think a lot of people may miss this because most people aren't using a camera to get in and out of the water like this. I think that's pretty cool, so big shout out to Jake for that. Otherwise, it is a quite simple map for you guys. As far as everything else goes, here is your crop calendar, so you'll know when you're going to be planting what. No animals. We do have no contracts as well, just a heads up there. We do have a sawmill down on the map. However, we don't have any production chains that we own. And if we pop in and take a look at vehicles, well, there's really not a whole lot to take a look at. You got a plant, or a seeder rather. You got a truck, a tractor, and a plow. And that is everything that you've got to start with. And our last new one today for all platforms is a map called Cow's Barn. It's from ABT Frankie Y, 27.88 megabytes to download. It's an unrealistic map where they tried to make as much dairy farming and other animals on the map possible. And if this sounds familiar to you, well, this map was just released as a 4X version for PC players last week. We've got 4 farms total on here, farmlands rather. We also have 2 arable farms, and we have the other 2 that are just plain farmlands. Basic animals, you got 3,500 cows and 2,500 sheep. Basic plants, BGA, you can also find forestry areas and natural water sources. Also, they're high performance machines. Very cool indeed. So here are our high performance machines, not as high performance as the PC version. Also, the PC version had a very large, like, I don't even know what to call it, just area in the middle where it had all kinds of productions and stuff. This doesn't have that. This is literally just all of these things right here. But the good thing is, hey, the vehicle shop, where's the vehicle shop? It's right here. So there you go. Everything that you need is literally right around here. As far as our animals go, well, we've got this humongous area down here. This whole thing is a pasture, which is wild. 3,500 cow in there. Let's see what else we got up here. This is going to be our animal dealer, which means the sheep are in the field to the north. And here they are. Here's one of them playing around, but it encompasses this entire thing. Literally, farmland number 3 is two pastures. That's it. It's insane. As far as everything else goes, we have Farmland number 3, which we own, and Farmland number 1, which we own. We could buy Farmland 2, which is a field, but Farmland 4 down here is not. So you will have to do some stuff to that. However, we do have the all sell points, so you can sell whatever you need to on the map, and you're good to go. Take a look at the crop calendar. This is going to give you an idea of what to expect. Here's our animals. We have 250 6-month-old Holsteins, and then we have 250 3-month-old Steinschaft, and 3-month-old goats. We got 50 of those, so not a full capacity, but you know, it's up there. We do have a Deadwood mission, mowing mission, which should do you just fine, 151 grand, and then a wood transporting mission as well. These are after 2 hours in game, and then we have no production chains on the map, so you will have to build them if you want to put them down. And then here we go with our equipment. Again, not absolutely massive, or as it said, what did it say? High performance machines? Not really, but you know what? Not too bad. And I appreciate the big mower. That's pretty cool. Also, if you were thinking about getting in there and mowing up the pasture, I've not been able to find any gates where you can get in there. You might be able to build something or delete the fence entirely, but I haven't found a way in. Now let's talk updates. We have the John Deere Series 9 RT from Hispano Modding. This will be version number 2. It says once the color was removed from the treads, it didn't work well. Future reference, a statement is not an update. I'm not quite sure what this means. Same thing for the New Holland T9 series as well. Although they also added the rear view mirrors on the T9 track were not turning properly, this has been repaired. Next, Case Farmall series. The trailer hitch was fixed. JCB Agri-Load All. Minor bug fixes, added door control toggle, and added IC. Next, the New Holland FR480 920 model year 2025. So the option to choose between small and long pipe, option to choose beacon lines, added additional colors, and fixed the manual option of the pipe. Horse Pronto DC. They've added the 7 DC and 8 DC versions, also added the 7, 8, 9 no disc versions, fixed the wheels, fixed the disc animations, added more animations, ridge marker configuration, front packer configuration, and fixed minor bugs. Moving on, Poncher Nova Eurocat pack. They corrected the working speed on the NovaCat 352V, improved the folding and unfolding animation on the Eurocat, added configuration for rear lights, fixed the missing V-mask on various parts, corrected the rotation of the reflectors, adjusted the foliage bending, and additional adjustments. Krempe Big Body 650. They added configuration for new decals and added a trailer attacher on the back. Lizard Grain Storage and Pig Food Maker. They fixed the tip collision generated inside of the buildings. Lamps will no longer generate tip blocking under them on places where they should not be for newly placed buildings anyway. If you're having any problems with this on PC, you can use the console command GS tip collision update to update the problematic area. Though console's the easiest way is to just sell the building and place it down again. From FSG Modding, the large pole barn. They've corrected prices for each stage. Lizard Multi-Purpose Sheds. This is another tip collision from Mr. Hector, so if you're on PC, you can update the tip collision, and if you're on consoles, well, you can just sell the building and place another one down. Large Metal Pavilion Pack, fix the cost per customization. Old State Agricultural Farm Silo, fix collision when building piles and bunker silo. Production Points Pack, remove the requirement to purchase farmland in order to buy a production point. One of my favorite mods, seasonal prices from Weasel. We got a hotfix compatibility patch with other mods changing pig food, and we have something new. It's now possible to spawn pig food as pallets. And we have not one but 4 map updates. We have Geistal. This is 1.2.1. Minor bugs fixed, textures been edited, and visual adjustments made. Clover and alfalfa swather effects and load factors been adjusted. Manure and solid material textures adjusted. Animals from the Highlands Fishing DLC are now available on the map with the DLC. Chopping material for clover and alfalfa can now be removed with shovels. Soybean harvest quantity has been fixed, and pig loading trigger adjusted at that. Lipka Crossplay 1001. Custom lighting has been removed. Lipinki 1.6 changed the yield and prices for some crops, added the ability to store lavender in silos, added the ability to sell wood containers at existing sell points, added new products for canned lentils and canned beans, added chip and canned food factories to the store, added a large lavender drying facility at the store, added AI splines, fixed a bug with the inability, there we go, to sell wood chips and bells, and a few other minor fixes. No new save is required. And lastly, Cybuchowo version 1.2 changed the yield and prices for some crops, added the ability to store lavender in silos, and everything else is exactly the same as the previous one. Bam! And that is it for this one. All your mods for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you are new and join the DjGoHam fam. Definitely check out the closed trailer video that I posted yesterday. Very, very excited about that one. And just enjoy the mods today. Not a bad day at all. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.